Hello and welcome back to New Mystery of the Emblem. We are on Chapter 16X. What is, I assume, I was assuming was going to be the final Gaiden chapter, but now that I think about it, we still haven't gotten this Aramea lady on the field, so maybe not. But before I get into any of that, I wanted to solicit some input from the comments if anybody has any about what I should do after I finish this playthrough. So I don't actually know that I'm super close to finishing in terms of at least a release schedule, given that a lot of these chapters are taking me multiple parts to get through, and I don't actually know how many chapters are left. But it's something I want to start thinking about, and I have kind of run out of low-hanging fruit at this point, by which I mean I've played 7, 8, 9, 10, and now 11 and 12, as well as all of the Three Houses routes. That obviously leaves, 1 through 6 and the 3DS games. I've kind of been putting off 1 through 6 for two reasons. The main one is the possibility of remakes, which just doesn't really exist with 11 and 12. Got the numbering on that right? Yeah, these are 11 and 12. Yeah, the DS games those aren't going to get remade, or at least if they are, they aren't going to get remade anytime soon. Well, obviously, Shadow Dragon was an English release anyway, but what I'm basically getting at is my preference would be if there's going to be a remake sometime of one of the titles that's not been released in the West to play the remake rather than the original, a la Shadows of Valentia. I guess that really is the main reason. But in terms of... I guess if I were going to do a blind playthrough, though, it'd have to be that, because I have played all the 3DS games. In terms of the 3DS games, the issue there is mostly that the Citra emulator is, to my understanding, not totally reliable. And I don't have a 3DS capture card. I do have a 3DS, and I do have all the games, but I don't have a capture card. Although I know that Emblem has been playing all the 3DS games, and my understanding is that's all been done through Citra, so maybe it's just fine, and maybe I should just go for it. I tested it out a couple of years ago, and it seemed alright, but I had also read some stuff that suggested that there were some glitches. In any case, so the other thing I was considering doing is an Iron Man. I've done one Iron Man already of FE8. I had wanted to do another one, but I haven't really had time to do one in addition to a more I don't know if normal playthrough even makes sense to say, because I've done different types of playthroughs, but basically I haven't had time to do sort of two playthroughs at once, is basically what I'm trying to say. But another thing I could do is go back and do another Iron Man of one of the other games that I've already played, and I would still put those up on YouTube. I did with my FE8 Iron Man, but I would also stream them on Twitch. I feel for Iron Man's, you gotta stream it, right? Because otherwise, I don't know, what are you even doing? But so basically, I guess the three options that I can see are do some kind of playthrough of a 3DS game, do a blind playthrough of one of the first 6. I'd probably only really seriously consider doing 4 or 6. And I don't know absolutely nothing about those games, but I have not played them, and I haven't watched a full playthrough of them or anything like that. 1 through 3, I think, are kind of already covered by other games, and 5, it seems like you might as well play 4 first. So it'd be one of those two, or one of the 3DS games, or an Iron Man of, I don't know, probably either FE7 or FE9 would be what I would do next for Iron Mans, and then I'd have to figure out what twist I wanted to put on that, because for my FE8 Iron Man, the twist was that I had a turn cap, just so that I couldn't just grind like crazy, and make things like completely safe. It was still honestly like that was like the harder part of beating it than like actually like beating the chapters, I would say. Because I had some rules that said like if I didn't finish, or if I didn't note what the turn count was at the end of a chapter, then I had to estimate what it was and then add 5 to that, and that caused me to get pretty close to the turn limit by the end of the run. Because it was like I think I set it to 200 turns. So like if I were to do like FE7 or FE9, I'd probably do something like that, but it wouldn't have to be the same thing. It could be something else. So if you have any suggestions for anything like that, let me know. If you think I should play like FE4, FE6 and not wait for a remake, let me know that. If you think that I should play one of the 3DS games, let me know that. Yeah, just basically any input anybody has. I really am like pretty undecided at this point. I don't know what I'm going to do, so I would definitely welcome input. Like I'm willing to do like 0% stuff for the 3DS games if people are interested in that. I can't promise that I'll do a very good job of it because I haven't played any of them like extensively, but I'm willing to try. You know, so I could also just do like, you know, one of the crazy hard difficulties. Like Lunatic Conquest by itself is pretty difficult, and I think the time that I played, I think I've only played through Conquest the one time on hard, and then Awakening I definitely haven't done like Lunatic Plus or anything like that, so yeah, those are options. Anyway, alright, let's get on with this chapter. So, talking time. We finally reclaimed our homeland, and yet we don't get even a moment of rest. Okay. Why are we talking about Astrium and Midia? Oh, I wonder if this... Oh. But why wouldn't he want to avoid getting all his men slaughtered if he was just going to change sides anyway? Well, that was certainly something. Well, of course. What else would her unpromoted class have been? Why did you switch for Katria? I'm not sure if... I guess the game is just like, you know, pretend that we all with the White Wings are still riding Pegasi. Nothing to see here. Tartar? Wait, what? What would that be? Tartar? Yeah, it's obviously not Bantu. She calls him Ban, and that wouldn't make sense anyway. It wouldn't be Goto. Like somebody in my army? Boy, I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it. Alright, so... the situation here is that we don't know if we can actually recruit Katarina. I guess I'll just try to talk to her with... probably... Sharur, actually, is the one better suited to it, I would guess. Okay, they don't have killer axes, which is nice. They still have somewhat high crit, but if they had killer axes, that would be really scary. We should probably consider switching some people to Swordmaster for this map. That would let us potentially double the Berserkers. Let's see. These two have tomahawks. So, like, if we set up units here and here, they can be attacked by the Tomahawk guys, but not by the Silver Axe guys. Yeah, and then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This guy can also not get there, so we could basically, like, I assume this is a route map, incidentally. Yeah, okay. We can bait 2 guys to here and 1 guy to, like, this guy to here, or here, and then kind of go from there. I mean, maybe they all just rush us, I don't know. You've got choke points to work with, I guess, is the upshot here. Alright, so who are we bringing? We want to bring... we definitely would prefer Cheetah over Pala at this point. Statistically. Pal did get to 20 strength, but her speed is slacking. I think that's going to be more relevant here. Should unload your stuff. Unload your stuff. Unload your stuff. Gonna go ahead and sell that bullion that we got. Last chapter. Oh, we got another Elysian Whip and another Master Seal. Oh, we got a Speedwing. And an energy drop. I remember we had the energy drop from before. We also got a Goddess Icon. Yeah, this is not be useful. I don't really expect this to be useful either. I mean, I could keep it around for a little while, although I sold my last one a while ago. It occurred to me that we could end up getting like a late game, like level 10 healer or something like that. That would be like the one situation in which we would be able to like put a Master Seal to some use. It's like somebody like Maria. Or Elise if she's not already promoted. Lena. I guess any of the 3 of them could... but anyway. So Sirius versus Drog is potentially a question. Alright, so we definitely do not need you to have Barrier Staff. Probably don't need this. So you can take your Hellfire back, and your Heal Staff. Let's remember that you have the Iote's Shield. I think having you hang on to the Geosphere in general is going to be good, so good with that. Alright, let's look at some reclassing. So if we were going to go Swordmaster, 30 speed, so we could double all the things as a Swordmaster. We'd also unlock our... Oh, well, you're already level 20, so it doesn't matter. I did want to look at, though... Okay, you did end up capping your Draco strength. That's good. Yeah, Swordmaster seems like the play. I don't think you can be a Swordmaster, right? Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. Sirius could. Seems pretty reasonable. We're gonna have to unsworderize some people here. Probably. You. Sure, you can be a cleric. If you're a Swordmaster, you still get C. Why do you have +6 speed? What the heck is that coming from? Oh, never mind. That's the. You just had few enough changes in the other stats. I was like, what? You get a 6 speed bonus? No, that's the change display. Right. Okay. Should we just make everybody a Swordmaster except Drog, I guess? Doesn't seem like a terrible idea. The one downside of that is that we need... I mean, we could use the Levin Sword, of course, but we need somebody to ideally be able to counterattack those. These guys. Tomahawks. And unfortunately, Paladins don't gain any speed. It's not really value to that. Strength is also a little low, but it's probably okay. What happens if you go to Swordmaster? You're still at your 25 speed, so you're not going to double anything, so yeah. Well, first of all, I changed Sirius over, but I don't even have him selected. Compare these two. Sirius does look like the pick here. One less strength, but more speed. We do that. And then the question is, do we want to leave, like, one of you as Draco Knight or something with the Iote Shield? Or, I don't know. We just want to go all Swordmasters. I mean, maybe counterattacking these guys with the Tomahawks isn't really that important if we don't have... Well, we can, like I said, we can use some Levin Sword stuff. We can do a little bit with that. But we do also have the Star Sphere. So you're already doubling everything even without the Star Sphere. Need 27 to double the Berserkers, 28 to double the Snipers, and 30 to double the Swordmasters. And so, like, Sirius can double everything with the Star Sphere, and I imagine that's the case for you guys as well, because you get the same... Yeah. Alright, let's just unsortify some more people. Pegasus? Wait, is that a separate... No, that's the same thing. Okay, we're just gonna run into a problem there eventually, but... I guess it doesn't really matter. Archer, sure. It's a seal. It's Cavalier then. Alright, so a lot of this stuff is not actually going to be useful. We're kind of running out of space in the convoy, but whatever. Alright, so... Probably... Well, I guess we probably want to put all your stuff in so that we can grab it with everybody else. The question I'm wondering about is who do we want to give the Star Sphere to? Okay, you should trade Lady Sword over, and you two should take those because you're not gonna usually use a high-level sword otherwise. Sword Slayer could definitely be good here, but I might prefer to save that for a later chapter. Okay, you just use silver swords here. Use up this one. Got 3 11 swords. We've got the Mercurius too. Alright, if we really need to delete somebody, then we do that. Did I already pass it? Yeah, it's you with the Mercurius. That's as strong as the glass sword, so there's not really any advantage to using that. Nobody really has any magic to speak of, so it doesn't matter who has the 11 sword particularly. You have slightly more magic, so I guess... I have that one. Out on less effective strength by using it, so you have the lowest strength, so you take one, you're in the next position for that, and then you can all take killing edges, I guess. Might as well take a steel sword too. So use up this forge finally. I'm just left sitting in the convoy to rot. I use one of those. That. Put this back. You're not going to be the one holding it in any case. that. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, Master Sword. You can have that. Could actually let Marth have the Sword Slayer if he can use it, yeah. He isn't gonna need the rapier. He is a required deployment, right? So I should double check that. Okay, yeah. You can each have one more weapon. Or I could give you like a healing item, I guess. Oh wait, no, one of you is going to take the Star Sphere. Do we care which one of you it is? You see, you've got 20 luck. I don't think any of these enemies are going to have more crit than that without any critting weapons. We don't have to worry about that. You, however, only have 13 luck, so actually, why don't you take the Star Sphere? With a luck boost. Okay. You've still got Io's shield in your inventory. We don't need that. Alright, we could give you guys extra stuff. I guess just in case. Use some healing items. Got 1 elixir, 2 energy drinks. Sure, take an energy drink. We'll worry about stat boosters next chapter, maybe, if we don't need it this chapter, because I don't know if we're going to be... I mean, I can imagine that going Swordmaster here is just going to be good because of the speed cap thing. But if so, I want to know that before I use up my stat boosters. Okay, so... we're going to do turn 1 is mostly run back, so our starting position doesn't really matter too much. Like, I don't think charging in is gonna be... Well... Put somebody sufficiently dodgy and or bulky right here. But is there such a thing, really? 38... attack... Not really, no. So what we want to do to start, put 2 of our 11 swords. I want to just test. That's pretty good. So you go here. 11 sword. You go here with 11 sword. Oh, I guess the Tomahawk guy can hit the same spot you can, so maybe we don't actually engage this guy turn 1. Very advanced movement strategies here. Okay. Fine. Well, what if we just engage 2 enemies? Are we gonna be allowed to do that? If we stand like here, here, here. The other thing we could do is see if we can bait the snipers. Might be kind of risky. I would rather try this first. Okay, let me... So... U plus U is 40 and 36. 40 is 23, and 36 is 19, so you can definitely take that. And you... Are you... 40 is 26... 26 and 22, but you can't actually do that, so... Now, only one of them should be able to reach here. I guess if the other one wants to attack Sheeta, that's fine. I'm guessing they're still not going to attack, but let's see. Yeah. Alright, let's, in that case, we're going to put you here, the 11th sword. We're going to put you here with the 11th sword. I guess you can stay there. Or would we rather that you bait this archer, sniper, whatever? Maybe... No, I don't think so. Because if the sniper moves, we can just hit him in the face. I am going to move Sirius across this way. You here. Man. Alright, what happens? We go like here, and then we're in range of one of the tomahawks and the sniper. Not Katarina though, which is good, and not the Swordmasters. So you go here. At this point, we don't want to leave you stranded out there. We wouldn't mind, however, having the other tomahawk guy... I mean, you could, let's see, 2 tomahawks, 40 and 40, so 25 and 25. You can take that. So we could put either Katria or Sheeta, but and you're doing very slightly more damage, but not noticeably. So it doesn't really matter who they go for. So you go here, and then Sirius, you have extra defense, but you do have low HP. 19 19 defense. Yeah, never mind. We won't get to counterattack if we go in range, so let's just not. Let's just have you. Alright, whatever. Let's see if they move. Nope. Okay. Well, we can test whether we can recruit. We can. Okay, good to know. Of course, that's just going to make things harder. For the most part. If we have... We don't have any ranged weapons equipped. We have units like here, here, here. Unfortunately, the Tomahawk guys are in the... If the Tomahawk guys were here... Yeah, we're still going to be taking... Somebody's still going to be taking several ranged attacks. Ugh. Wait, what if... do this. This guy is not even threatening us, really. I mean, we can inch one square forward. Katarina can attack. At that point. And I wouldn't be surprised if she would, but... I guess I'm gonna try it and see what happens. Wait, actually... I think this might put me in range of this Swordmaster. Yeah, that could be bad. That could certainly be bad, but maybe if both of these guys, or both the Tomahawks get baited to Katria, maybe it'll be okay. This guy attacks from range, this guy attacks from close, and then that's it. Should be. They just won't move. Okay. So what happens if we kill this guy? And then... Which we don't even need to do with... Guarantee the kill, I guess we would. I mean, we go one more square forward, then we're definitely in range of, like, a bunch of attacks. But it's possible they still won't move. And if they don't, then I can bring extra units into range of this guy. I mean, I guess... Sirius could be in range regardless, which would be helpful, because I'll bet he could... Well, we can check. 34 attack, so 22... Nope. Not strong enough. Have to crit. I should still rearrange, though, if I'm gonna go from here. I should put... you here. I do kind of like where Fina is, though. Because she can dance with the person that attacks this guy. probably what happens. We talk, and then that might just be turn ending though. I think it is. Maybe like it's not. 11 sword one of those two guys. Still think we die horribly. Just really hard to see how we don't. I guess we could dance for the person who kills the sniper, kill the other sniper, put somebody here. Maybe. Then, like, Katria goes here. Would it have to be Katria? Would it, let's see, 19 defense, 40 and 43, 21, yeah, you wouldn't be able to survive. Katria, 40 is 25, and 20, you wouldn't survive. Nobody would survive, I guess, except for Sharur, which is a problem because she can't go there because she has to talk to Katarina. If we traded the Star Sphere to Katria, then she would survive. So that might be what we need to do. Let's trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Trade her the Star Sphere, and then she still can't one round this guy, but we could at least have her combine for a kill with Sirius. 11 sword. I guess if he's gonna trade for the 11 sword, or he could do it in a way where we still have it equipped here. Okay. Not that it probably matters because they're not going to move, but just in case I'm wrong about that somehow. Though I guess it'd be better to have Sirius where Militia is. And move her. Okay, we're almost ready. This is pretty silly. So... Alright, you come up and hit this guy. Are we killing that sniper again, though? Yeah, this doesn't really work. We needed to reverse your positions. Even then, you wouldn't be guaranteed. And there's also the Swordmaster to kill. I don't know. It's all... Oh. Well, alright, then. Does that mean that I should leave her alive? Because if she... Probably not. Boom. That didn't come across like the death of a recruitable character, I will say. Okay. Gonna dance for you. Problem is that you can't go anywhere relevant. Oh, you can't even double this guy, right? Because he's a Swordmaster. Ah! Okay. There's the well, no, because you have to use the 11th sword. I guess you just have to dodge? Oh, wait a minute. These guys only do 19 damage, so if they're not dead... Depending on the attack order... Unfortunately, a single crit doesn't even kill this guy. Needed somebody, like, to be able to go kill this guy. Like, I mean, we could go for crit on this guy, but then, like, this guy probably dies, and even if he doesn't, it still probably ends poorly. This guy's not gonna miss, obviously. This guy could certainly miss. That guy's not gonna miss. But yeah, going for the crit on this guy just seems pointless. Whereas killing this guy does not seem pointless. But, well, wait, if we use the Lady's Sword, that's actually a guaranteed kill. And more moderate crit rate on enemy phase. This is still probably not going to work out, but... You will get doubled, so we can't use you as bait. I guess I could have considered using Militia as bait. Oh. Oh! Just get lucky. That's all you need to do. You just get lucky. Amazing. Alright. Let's see here. How to do this? How to do this? Put somebody here, they will get attacked by the two Tomahawk guys. Means it probably needs to be you. But you could, like, 11 sword one of the Tomahawks, and then we could maybe finish. I think we're gonna drop you back. Although, it would be good to... Wait, no, I think I know what I'm gonna do here. Got one charge on this 11 sword, and it's enough to kill, right? So, you drop back to here. Need the Lady Sword to guarantee a kill. Or I mean, well, we could... No, we don't need... You don't have 11 sword, though, so maybe it's better... Catria... to, like, attack this guy... after getting healed, although then that's kind of rough, too. And maybe it's better to... I think... You die to a tomahawk? You do. Okay. But we should be able to prevent that from being a risk, so... I mean, we can use Fortify if we need to, but I think... we won't need to. Did all this thinking about how to use my Levin sword such that I still had all 3 of them, and then it turns out that the only one I've used so far is the one that had 4 uses. Whoops. I mean, if we go for this... So you can kill this guy with a silver sword just fine. So yeah, let's do that. We should also not forget that we have Dancer available, and Marth, I guess, for what that's worth. It's like this guy is a tomahawk. Like what we could do is you could just kill this guy. Even with a silver sword, you could do that. If we're willing to use a Fortify, then... I think... So what we could do is you attack this guy with the Levin sword, and then you get danced. Alright, just to double check here. 26 and 23 is 49, so you would survive on full health. I should check, though, that I'm actually gonna be at full health. Definitely not, so that's something to note. Alright, can you kill one of these guys and then we dance for Alicia? Not guaranteed, that's for sure. Pretty likely. Seems like 26 and 26. Seems like maybe we're better off killing the Silver Axe guy in case we can avoid one of those hits. Oh, mistakes were made. Oh, mistakes were made. Oh, they were made. Oh, they were made. Shouldn't have risked it. Got greedy. Oh, you're very dead. And you still can't bait. Okay. Wait, what? There's reinforcements? Hey... What? What did this guy do? Oh, he used his vulnerary! Amazing! I'm getting so lucky! What the heck? What the heck? Alright. Oh, this guy's even stronger. Jeez. Speaking of what the heck... You definitely cannot just straight up kill this guy. Master Sword... Oh, but Master Sword also has more crit? Okay. This is bonkers. Alright, what if we do this? You get the kill. You can dance... Heal you up and then dance for you. And that way we can have access to the Star Sphere up here. Just go Killing Edge on this. Good enough, I guess. We could give this kill to Marth. Send you after the bulky boy down here. We really... So you don't... Oh, I guess the Mercurius. Alright, let's just use it. And then finally... So we can trade for the 11th Sword and the other thing. And then hit this guy, and then... Marth can only kill this guy, though, if he attacks from exactly this spot, which is going to make this... Oh, no, but then we trade here. Yeah, okay. That should work. Might even be necessary, like, to clear this without relying on a crit. Alright, so you've got more strength and more speed. Just in case he can do this with a steel sword. Trade for that. Can, but let's not risk the crit, shall we? Okay, that really wasn't too bad. Yeah, that definitely makes it sound like we've got more to come where, Eremia is concerned. I mean, I should say it wasn't too bad because I got lucky. To be fair. Like, I definitely didn't, like, solve the chapter. It just, like, they missed and stuff. Oh, is this what's her name? The general that I recognize from Heroes, who it just now occurs to me has never shown up in like anything in Shadow Dragon or whatever. What is her name? I can't remember. I guess I'll find out. Shima. Okay, I think it's Sheena in Heroes. Oh, they did? Well, then we shouldn't have to fight them. Easy, done. Okay, yeah, no problem. Glad to hear it. Wow. No one could match my defense. Even though I'm currently in Swordmaster form and have less defense than I would otherwise. What is the difference in the defense? I didn't really pay attention to that when I was doing the reclassing before. Yeah, defense is pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, but somehow they're lying, right? And enemies are actually very scary. Oh, because they're Arcanians and not... Oh! Oh man, the gameplay story integration. Brilliant! Brilliant! Oh my gosh. I like how they still bother to give them forged silver weapons. Like, and I mean, honestly, like, it's not even irrelevant. Like, if they do more than 0 damage, like, that could matter when you're fighting the really strong enemies and, you know, they bring you very low on HP. Although their hit rates, actually their hit rates are fine. Like, why is your hit rate so good? Like, you have 3 skill. What? Your base, your hit rate should only be like 116 or something. You have no luck, you have 3 skill. Oh, maybe A-rank bows gives you a hit bonus. How absurd. This is definitely a repeat map from last time. This is where at least one of the flyers like showed up down here and they were an enemy and you had to recruit them and it was all awkward. There were also enemy ballistas on this map, I want to say, but not this time. We do have enemy Draco Knights. It does look like an overall less threatening map than what we've encountered recently, but who can say for sure? Boy, it is going to be tempting to just like keep running with the Swordmaster, just because like being able to double is so nice. But we'll see about that next time, obviously. Although I will do the talk stuff now. Do I get bonus XP if I don't kill the cross soldiers? Like, what? How? There's not like an obvious, like, they're all mixed together. There's not like an obvious way to make those guys run away. But I mean, I would be down for it. They're not like worth anything. Just waste uses of my weapons. Yep, okay. Well, that'll do it for this episode then. I didn't quite manage to get in under an hour, but, you know, if I hadn't spent so much time yammering about my future plans, I would have. So, something new every time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like I said, let me know, in a comment, or, you know, if you have some other way to reach me, like on Discord or something, if you have any thoughts on what I should play next. And either way, I will see you next time for Chapter 17. Until then.